Greetings, everyone. I want to share a story with you today about my first job in Jamaica and about that spirit that I have that never gives up and never accept no. And also that spirit that just always push me to do for myself because I really like doing for myself and I don't really like depending on anyone. So when I moved to the city to live with my father, I had 5 siblings living at the house and nobody was working. My father was the only person who was working. And so I was saying, I want my own money. I remember asking him to help me get a job at his workplace, but he made all kinds of excuses and saying if I don't like it, I'm going to blame him. He just didn't help me to get the job. So I decided I'm going to get my own job. So every day I would get up, and this is Spanish Town, by the way. I would get up every day and I would go out to all the different companies in the community, around the community where I lived, and drop off my resume or look in areas like supermarkets and things like that to see if anyone was hiring. Every week I would go, I would tell my siblings I'm going to work, and they would laugh and make so much fun of me. And I would say, one of these days, I'm not going to come home. I'm going to just go to work, and they're going to tell me to start that day. So after doing this for a few weeks, maybe a month of going out every Monday morning to all these different workplaces and dropping off my resume, Rastafarian brethren of mine asked me if I was interested in taking care of some children because his brethren was a pharmacist and she was looking for someone. So of course, I was so excited. I was so happy. I went to meet her. We connected and she told me this is a Friday. And by the Monday, I started with her. On the first week of working with the lady, all I had to do was just go out and pick up the kids at their school and come home and prepare a light snack for them until she gets home. But after working there for a week, I think she probably said, why do I have another helper here? All I have to do is get this one person to do everything. And so keep in mind, people, I couldn't really wash. And I wasn't a cook either. I couldn't really cook much, just light things I could make because my aunt did all the cooking when we were growing up. And in the city, my brothers did most of the cooking or my sister. So I wasn't very good at cooking, but I never say no. And I always think, well, I can learn. So when I took the job, hearing that I'm just going to have to watch the kids, give them a bath, give them a light snack, I said, yeah, I can do this. But the woman had other ideas. So she fired her maid. And then she told me that I had to do the washing and the cooking. Well, I didn't mind the cooking because she said she didn't want me to cook for her. She would eat at work, just make things for the kids. So that didn't really change. We're talking about 17 years old. I was 17 at the time. And when you look at me as a 17-year-old, trust me, I look like 15. So I picked up the kids at school the first week. Everything worked out. She was so happy. Second week, she said that I have to start doing her laundry. And the first day she gave me her laundry, she gave me a bucket, literally a bucket with dirty underwear. I was so grossed out. I remember throwing them in that they have this stand outside. It's made from concrete where they have the pipe and it's usually attached to the back of the house, and you would stand in the sun to wash. And I remember washing her underwear with my hand because at the time nobody I knew had a washing machine. And I was washing her underwear and I was bawling. I was bawling tears. My nose was running down and I'm thinking to myself, no, this can't be the life for me. It's just not what I want for myself. I washed her underwear and, hung them up. And the next day, she gave me some more clothes to wash. Anyway, when I got home that weekend, I was talking to my cousin. And she said to me, the next time she give you those underwear, just throw bleach in the water. And then she'll just think that you can't wash and she won't ask you to do it anymore. So I took my cousin's advice and I poured bleach in the water and bleached out all her underwear. And of course, maybe this is a Wednesday. I said goodbye to her on Friday, and I told her I'll see you on Sunday. And when I came back to work on Sunday, she says, well, I'm not going to need you anymore. So she pretty much fired me for bleaching out her bucket of drawers. Now, I was not devastated, but at the same time, I was thinking, oh my goodness, now I'm going to have to find another job. So the search continued. I'm going to end this story time right here. If you want to hear part 2, let me know. But yeah, this is pretty much about the time when I went to work as a domestic helper, a nanny / domestic helper, and how my job lasted a whole 2 weeks and how I got fired at the end of that 2 weeks. When you're in Jamaica, let me tell you something, it's one of the worst things to be poor. One of the worst things to be poor or not have opportunities available to you, or even when you have ability, you can grow. I was never brilliant, but I was always a quick learner, a quick study. And I always did pretty well in school, even though, trust me, no books. Sometimes when there was a time when I would be studying and someone would just come in and blow out the lamp and say, you have to go to your bed now. And I don't mean to speak ill of my upbringing, but it's the truth. There's a lot of things that as I've gotten older and really reflect back and think about that happened to me growing up and not growing up with a mother, that really hurts me. Some things happened, but you know, I love my aunt and I really appreciate what she did for me. But when I look back at some of the things that happened as I was growing up, some of it is still quite hurtful. Anyway, if you want more of these stories, let me know. Stay blessed.